So this is about the Spiel Feld Marzahn in Berlin project. It was initiated by Catherine Bohn. I enjoy very much the graphing work, what we did here. I think it highlighted numerous issues, and if you want me to focus on the policy aspects, what you told me, then I'll just start with one of the issues that came up in the later phase of our conversation. That was that at one point, let's say in the early phases of the project, the fact that there was no land use plan at all was a favorable condition that enabled the happening of things. But then at present, it is becoming an urgency to develop one in order to secure the future use of the land, because it's under pressure because of budget cuts. The larger budget cuts having to do with the development of the Flughafen Berlin. Suddenly money has to be withdrawn from other sectors of the city, and also this plot is being under threat, and the threat being that the real estate agency or department at the local council maybe comes again with the idea of selling the right to sell the land to a big real estate developer, to whatever company, and that means the end of the project. So that is what I understand is the urgent situation at present. So this is all developing over here. Another important policy aspect is the establishment of a user agreement between local council, in fact it is again the States Management Bureau, and the group that was, well, in fact led by Catherine, representing the university department, a stable university department. And that has enabled the development of the project. Another relevant policy aspect was the establishment of a kind of, how do you say this, foundation, charity, local charity of local stakeholders, of people in the neighborhood, which, well, they became a legal entity recognizable for formal relationships, subsidies, and stuff like that. What else to highlight? The early start was then the university, where Catherine was embedded in as a broker that enabled discussions and well, triggered the whole project into existence.
Okay.
I guess these are the main policy points.
Actually, we have two more points: the urban agriculture strategy and the
All right.
regeneration fund.
Yeah, one of the reasons to start working in this borough at all was the fact that Catherine knew that there was an urban farming strategy within the Green Spaces and Environment Department of this local council. So there was a line in the policy document that enabled these initiatives to, well, to find a kind of fertile ground. And there was this regeneration fund under the headings of the Berlin Senate that enabled initial money, startup money, for the project to be secured. So, which is another important policy condition, of course. And then, as I understood from Catherine, there were several individuals that at some point were very favorable to the development of the project, and others were very unfavorable. Like, a favorable was a lady called Sabine within the local council, and an unfavorable, as I understand, well, is a local politician who has spent his life in politics but not involved with people. Do I summarize that correctly? Right. Any things to add from your part? Okay.
Great. No, I think that's very, very clear. Thank you.
All right.